Good morning, my dear students. As we have completed the chapter 1, and this is chapter 2, Chunni Lal feeds his goat. Seems like a funny word. No one can feed goat, no one can feed the articles like fan, table, computer, no one. So, this chapter tells us that we should respect a human being, anyone, animals, anyone, irrespective of their color, creed, wealth, uh, their origination, their religion. Okay, so let me give you a small brief of this chapter. This is one Chunni Lal. He is a farmer, and normally when we go to the farm, we put different clothes so that normally when we do farming, we get normally touched with the mud, soil, and water. Okay, and so same Tunilal goes to a farm every day and putting his old and little bit dirty clothes because no one normally washes it in half early. When we go to the work, we wash them. Next day means same. We put another clothes for the next day. Like kind of it's a dress for farming. Like we have a uniform for the school, but if you get small stain in a shirt, you don't you wash it same time. So you next day you put another clothes. Similarly, when he used to go to farm, he had some another kind of clothes. So he used to do farming. So it was a kind of it was a time for the Diwali, and one richest man, one wealthy man in the village normally invite everyone, and Chunilal is one of the guests there. He was doing farming and all. He was watering something and all. Then suddenly he thought of a plan that it's already late to go to the party. Okay, so he decided to go into the same clothes, and he when he reached there, he felt he was unwelcomed because of his dress and all. He didn't know anything about this first of all, and he left the party and went to his one of a friend's house and narrated the same story that he was busy in farming and after that he gone to the party and all, and he found himself unwelcomed. Nobody offered him anything, and he said the friend suggested that how you can be welcomed, but you gone there with the ordinary and dirty clothes, so you should put a new cloak, different clothes, so that you get the hygienic look and different identity. When he reached the party again, and he found himself in kind of a special guest, and everyone offered him the food and all, welcomed him with a gesture, good gesture and all. Then he thought that no, it's not him, it's not Chunilal who was welcomed. It was the dress. It was a dress code by which he was welcomed. So he started feeding his coat and all. He started feeding his coat by pocket, by the small pockets around that coat which we normally have. So the guests were staring at him. So what kind of nonsense he is doing? Suddenly, that guest, that wealthiest man, that host of the guest, asked him, "Chunilal, what are you doing?" He said, "I am really sorry, sir, but I am feeding the court because it's welcomed here, by which I got this kind of a respect. Otherwise, before some time before I came here in ordinary clothes, nobody recognized and nobody put in, even welcomed me. So it's his code." So moral of the story is we have to respect and we have to get respect and give respect irrespective of such things, because high thinking and low living is a very good important message for us. So we get a lot of morals from the story, because if farmers are not there, our life is miserable. We don't get vegetables, don't get grains and all. So this shows us dignity of a labor, dignity of a farmer, right? So the story is all about, and I'm going to narrate the story again from the top one so that you get the exact meanings of it. Chapter 2. Chunni Lal feels his coat. Absorb. From starting from here, okay? It was the time around Diwali. Chunni Lal had been working in the fields all the day long. He was tired. His clothes and shoes were sweaty and covered with mud and stains. So it was almost sundown. Chunilal, it was a time of Diwali. Chunilal was working. Is a guy who was working in the field. He was tired. His clothes and shoes were sweaty because of the hard work he put in that field. It was full of mud and stains and all. Soon it was sundown. Means it was a late. It was night time. Means 6 7 o'clock when sun sets. That day, the wealthiest man in the town had invited everyone for the huge feast to celebrate. Uh, in our culture, like when we have Diwali, Holi, and all celebrations, kind of before now the committees are there. They invite, they make the celebrations. But before that, the wealthiest man of the town or the village used to invite people for some food or some pakoda, chai, and all. He lived some distance away from the town. Chunilal was already late. He thought if he went home, changed the clothes before heading into the town, it would take time, making him more and more. He was very hungry after having worked in the whole day. He decided to go to the feast in the same clothes rather than being late. So Chunilal was a little far away from the place where the event was organized. That party was organized. He thought if he it was already late. He thought if he goes to his home and change the clothes, to shower and all, and then go to attend the party, it will be almost very late. So he decided to directly go from the fields to the occasion where the party was done. So, oh, what a considerate man! What a feast it would be at this place, thought Chunilal. When Chunilal was thinking, oh my God, this considerate man, that wealthiest man, about him, and was thinking about the pakwans, the food and all, what kind of food it would be there, halwa, pakwan, sweets, okay, kheer and all. When Junilal arrived, he saw finely dressed guests at the gate. He walked up to the gate and presented himself to the guards. Since by customs no one should be turned away, the guards allowed him into the feast. However, he was unassured to seat in the very end of the banquet table. When Junilal arrived at the party, he saw all the guests were finely dressed, and at the gate he saw fine guards like who let them enter. But it was normally a function where everyone was invited, even beggars, everyone. So no one was forced to stop at the gate, and so Chunilal entered inside, and he found a place in the banquet. Okay, a little bit in the corner side. So delicious food arrived on the table, but by the time, like a kind of banquet tables are like a table where we serve ourselves, okay, and after that when the stewards and all they serve the food, they keep the bowls fully filled and let the guests enjoy themselves. So when it was a passing means a kind of a bowl, like we have fruits, so it pass on with down the line. So by the time when it reached the Chunilal, the bowl used to be empty. He hurried to his the friends. Okay, sorry, Chunilal. In fact, nobody offered him food. In this kind of a dress, like he was an ordinary man, and nobody offered special. Like food was there open, it was an open food, like anyone is welcomed. But when we get the special guest, we offer them. So it was as if he was not even there. Means he felt that nobody is offering him food, and he felt that his presence in the party is that as if he's not there because no one recognized, no one even welcomed him. Junilal felt so put down to that and decided to leave. And he felt very sorry of himself. He felt very like a kind of a very low level man, and he decided to leave. He hurried to his friend and told him everything what happened to the feast. At the feast, his friend said, Chunilal, you are a simple man. Wear some fine clothes, including a turban and beautiful coat, and go to the feast again. When he told everything to his friend that he was not welcomed there, even no one offered him food, everything he told him. And that friend says to Chunilal, you are a very simple man, down to earth man, hardworking man. You should you should not go to this party in this way. You just do one thing: put new clothes and put a turban, beautiful turban, and go again. Chunilal did so and returned to the feast. The time the guards could not recognize him, they welcomed him and with a huge smile. Come in, come in. As they said, Chunilal entered the hall. People waved and called to him from all the corners of the room. They invited him to the seat near them and offered him the food. Now Chunilal went there with the new clothes, turban and all, beautiful coat. So even guards cannot recognize him. That no, it was the same Chunilal who came to the feast with the dirty clothes and all. So now they welcomed him. Please welcome, sir, with a smile and huge smile on the face. And Chunilal got invited in and near to he got a special attention, and they offered him a seat near to the main junction where the food was offered. Chunilal sat down quietly. He picked up the pakoda and carefully placed into his coat pocket, saying, "Each coat, eat, coat, eat." Then he took a handful of nuts and put them into the pocket. Say, "Eat, coat, eat." Now he began to feed his goat, earnest, grabbling all sort of foods. Now, uh, since he was offered specially now he began to offer his food to the court which already he had put on, and he was giving the food, nuts and all. Eat, coat, eat. Like it was a very surprising thing. No one can feed coat, no one can feed shoes and all, but he was doing it all. All the guests and the wealthy man were surprised to see Chunilal behaving in such strange manner. Soon, everyone in the room stared at him, wondering what he was doing. As he was offering the food to the coat, nuts to the pocket, and all, so everyone was feeling strange at looking at him. What he was doing, this strange act. The host hurried over. Chunilal, what are you doing? And now the host mean the man who has arranged all such things, the party and all the feast, and he hurried. He ran away to the Chunilal and asked, "What are you doing? What what are you feeding your goat in this manner? Why are you feeding? Means where? What is this? What are you doing to the goat? Eat, goat, eat, like that." A thousand pardons. Chunilal say, "Pardon is a kind of an excuse. Excuse me, sir." He's apologizing. Replied Chunilal, when I first came to the feast in my old farming clothes, I was not welcomed." He said, "I apologize, sir. I apologize. I apologize. You know, when I came to this feast before in an ordinary clothes, farming clothes, nobody welcomed me. I was not even welcomed. Now no one even spoke to me. किसी ने मुझसे बात तक भी नहीं की. But when I changed this coat, I was greeted warmly. So I realized it was not me that was welcomed at this party, but my coat. So I am feeding my coat." ये बोलता है कि sometime before I came to this party with an ordinary clothes, nobody welcomed me, nobody even talked to me. But now I came to this party with the changed clothes, with the turban and all. Everyone greeted me. So I think it is just because of the coat, not because of the Chunilal. So I realized it was not me who was welcomed in this party, but my coat. So I feeling my coat. So it was the story, end of the story. So dear students, my dear students, we should always respect and care the people. I repeat it again. We should always respect and care the people, irrespective of rich, irrespective of the color, irrespective of the height, irrespective of the religion. Okay, we humans are all same. We have the same parts of the body. Understood? We have the same feelings. We have the same posture, texture, everything. So we should not discriminate on such things. So when we invite someone, we should expect humility, we should expect simplicity, we should expect a kind of an harmony. We should never believe on rich, poor, simple. Okay, even simple people are very humble to the way, and they're very near to the people, and they respect them, and they are always ready for any help. So, dear students, you have to find the circle and find the word and circle the phrase, which means the same as asking for the forgiveness. See, 1,000 pardons you have to find. I gave you the hint, 1,000 pardons. So now there are some questions which you have to answer me. The statements which you think show the sign of respect. See, including someone rather than leaving them out is the respect. Okay, you can better understand it. Like if we have a small party in a home, or if we are taking tea, suddenly some guest come, we should include him, not telling him to leave and wait there outside only. So that's a insult. So this one is respect, showing interest and appreciation for the people's cultures and backgrounds. See, India is a very vast country. It have different contrast. So some are like we in Kashmir use bread in the breakfast, but if you go to the south area, they use rice. They take rice in the morning. So this is kind of a culture. This is traditions and all. So we must respect it and all. And some people like different food. We should respect. So it is a kind of a respect, showing interest and appreciation for the people's culture and the background. Is a respect. Listening to others when they speak, this is also a good manner also, and respect also. When someone speak, we should listen first. We should let them speak. We should not interrupt it so suddenly that the words remain words. Forcing someone to do he or she does not want, this is again is the respect, rules of respect. We should always not we should never force someone. If you like to take tea, it's like if you like to take some rest, we should not force you to play. If you want to play, you should not interrupt you and like that. So it is a kind of respect. We should always not. We should always accept somebody's instruction. So we should not force someone to do or do not do. Okay. Now decode is a very easy thing. So these are the words up to the Z, A to Z, and message here you have to find it. See the inverted M, M means E, then star 3 M V. Okay, you have to you have to fill up the words and find the message. So this is the end of the chapter. So these are the questions you have to answer me. If I answer you, then there is no way that you could understand the chapter better. So, but if you have any questions, if you have any doubts and all, please come up. Please message me in this number and WhatsApp, so that I can reply you well in time. So, dear students, take care, and hope you will be soon ready for the examinations. And best of luck once again. Thank you.